Hey, what's up, guys? This is TG934. Right now, I will have to say how it is. I will give credit when credit's due. And this is just a simple way of saying I'm doing a critique video on FARFA explaining why I got disqualified. And his recent video, did I get banned from Yugioh? Now, before I go through this video, I will have to show you this. So, going back is about fair use. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Also, in good faith, this work contains fair use of copyrighted and non-copyrighted images from the public domain and the web for non-commercial and non-profit educational purposes, and such and such and such. Also, I'll be giving links to these videos, so that way I could give credit to where it's due and give credit to FARFA on his video content. Now, let's begin. Okay, in the what's it called? In the description down below, I will display two links explaining why I got disqualified by FARFA at Yugioh Nationals 2018 and Did I Get Banned video. Now, I'm tell you how it is, and let me give you a short summary. In video, FARFA explains why he got disqualified at this event, and about rumors and clusterfucks about people thinking, oh, he got banned for stupid shit, you know? But let me clarify for what he said. And you can watch this video and how he said it. Hold on. I'm trying to find that video, but I'll paraphrase as much as I can. That is very close and as is. He did not get disqualified for cheating or some random bullshit. And other rumors that you may have heard about this are not fucking true. But what is true though, he got disqualified for breaking a rule under contract or regulations as a participant at Nationals 2018. The rule that he broke was the performance or performing or attempting recording on site without consent or permission. Now, what that means is that he was able to do a card deck profile with some friend, and he got caught for using the camera, and he was caught by one of the official staff of Konami or employees to let them know, hey, you're recording? He answered yes. He told him to put down his camera and had him walk around for some time until he found out he got disqualified. Now that's the best summary I can make out of. And then the next part is his emotions. He explains his feelings about he's upset and how Konami could be inconsistent of their enforcement of regulations and stuff, and what else? And he does explain later in the next video about some backlash that people are bullshitting with him with bullshit comments saying that oh, he got banned. Oh, he got banned. Now, let me give you my thoughts on these two videos. I know he won't get banned. He will not get banned of something so small like this. But for such a small infringement of contract or regulation, he done messed up. He knew he messed up. I'm sorry, but he know he messed up. Now, let me give you my criticism on this. FARFA, do not be upset. But let me tell you how it is. Go ahead and feel upset all you want, but that's not going to change anything, to be honest. It will not change how you are as a person, but it will help you learn to be a better person regardless. What does that mean? It means respect the rules. If you know that you may or may not get away with it, do not try to break or bend the rules to your liking. This goes to all freaking YouTubers. And I'm calling out to everybody that does this. Respect the rules. I don't care if you like Yugioh. I don't care if you like to be in these events for fun. What I care is you respect the rules. And this is something we have to learn from FARFA. He will set an example of what not to do. Follow the rules and regulations. If it states that you have to do something to get consent, get the consent. That's as simple as it could be. Once you have consent, Konami cannot be like, oh, you done fucked up. No. They know that they got your consent. If you have the backup from, or in this case, you got backed with the with a tournament organizer and KDE, then you wouldn't have any problems because they're the ones that are gonna say, hey, he has consent. The player that asks for consent or permission can and will be able to record on his own liking on site during this event. And I'm gonna say how it is. So players, yugitubers, I don't care who's listening, please, if you're going to tournaments and want to record or take pictures or perform any type of media, get consent first. Because, one, you're actually infringing privacy of other people and a company. Two, you can get yourself banned for something drastic that you don't want to happen. Also, respect the rules. Understand what regulations they do. Understand how Konami or other gaming tournaments or card game tournaments perform their regulations. And respect the rules. And have fun. You don't have to break the rules just so you feel like it or feel like getting content for your channel. Respect the freaking rules. That is why they're there, and that is why it exists. Because you, as a player who signs that contract, are liable. Which means anything you do is held responsibly towards you of your behalf. That means you can get sued by Konami. You can be in trouble with the company. So please, for the love of Yu-Gi-Oh! And for the love of your freaking self, practice respecting the rules. It is not so effing hard, and it ticks me off. I'm sorry. This is one of my best pet peeves, people bending and breaking the rules because they feel like they can get away with it. But let me tell you something. You don't have to get away with shit. You don't have to get away with anything if you just spoke up. If you feel like recording, well, next time, get permission prior to the event. Now, let me tell you how it is. Konami has rulings on their site. They can actually read the regulations and see what's going on and see what needs to be done. But if you're over here disrespecting yourself and other people, then you'll get punished regardless. Now, the next part is his emotions and the idea of inconsistency that has about the enforcement that Konami does with the regulations. Now, FARFA, you can feel whatever you feel like, but let me tell you something, boy. My man, I respect you, but grow up, mature, and get over it. This is not something you could spill milk over or cry about. Just be happy that you didn't get banned, and this is not something Konami can just like ban you over. This is a small infringement, but still you broke the rules. Plus, I'll talk about the inconsistency side. Yes, I get it. Konami can be incredibly inconsistent in certain areas when it comes to tournament rulings and regulations, such as the recent gameplay timings at tournaments to make sure gameplays go faster. But because of that, because us as players, we can give feedback to Konami to say, hey, change the rules again because it's not going to be fitting or fair. Because a lot of people found this very crippling and very not easy to deal with. Plus, they have Konami has the right to however they want to and how they show enforcement towards players of the regulations. I know, I understand back then Konami was like very, very slap of the wrist, like they'll give you a warning or whatever. But they didn't have to, and also in the regulations they don't state that they have to do anything for the player. They don't have to give warnings to stop and to force the player not to do that. But if it takes a major slap on the wrist of you getting banned or getting disqualified from the event or from Yugioh, then you probably need it and deserve that. And yeah, it's not fair, but because it's Konami, they have the right to do whatever they want. And it's done by natural human order. It's not by robots. It's natural human error and learning. Human trial and errors. And second, it's fair. What happened to FARFA getting disqualified for infringement? It's fair. 1 and 2 things. You have to understand privacy is a major thing in certain events. And if you don't have consent, then you don't have consent, period. So how do you get consent? You ask for it. It even tells you in the documentation of regulations that once you participate in this tournament, you had to follow these regulations and rules. Any cause of infringement of contract, you will be found and be given punishment pertaining that infringement. So, for example, if you start swearing or cheating or beating up people or harassing people, you can be asked to get out and be banned. Not give a warning. They don't have to give warnings, but it's fair. Just as it's fair for you to bend, and I'm not saying FARFA, dude, but for any player to bend and break the law or rules under supervision of Konami's employees or tournament staff, it's fair enough to do this because it's unfair that players have to bend the rules while others safely respect the rules. And just because it's unfair for us players to do that, to be able to bend the rules and follow them, that's kind of messed up for Konami. So how will they do it? It's fair for them to make sure they can go from warning to explicit other punishments without having to go to the warning phase. Because they don't have to do that. Just as us players, we don't have to break the rules to do something. If you wanted to do something, then bring that up to Konami. Until then, we have to respect the rules because they're there for a reason. Just because you feel like disrespecting the rules and thinking that, oh, you can get away with certain things, such as keeping small recordings of and keeping data of without consent, that could, like, cause trouble for you and your reputation as a player and participating events. It's fair. Because one is human errors, and that's natural. And as long as we continue to bend these rules or break them, Konami will have no choice but to enforce instance without warning to the player. Now, I'm going to tell you how it is. FARFA, I like your content and everything, but don't do that again. Don't try to mess around with that. If you know, and he mentions this in his video, that he was caught recording on behalf of his own actions, and he was told before these events happened, before this 2018 Nationals event happened, there was a previous, like, few years ago or back then, where he would get warnings for doing something like performing an infringement on his contract, such as recording media or anything like that. But now it's 2018. Konami can do whatever the hell they want. They can enforce how they show to the players that they mean business, and that they demand respect of you as a player who participates in these events. Respect them. There's a reason for them. You don't have to think about it too much. Just know that you have to respect them in order to have a safe game playing environment, and that way you're also protecting you're also not infringing other people's privacy or the company's privacy. That's just how it is, people. So, FARFA, I hope this video understands my point of view of things, and if you're salty for what I say, it's okay, dude. Also, feel what you need to feel and move on. Be a better player, and everyone get good. Amen. Hallelujah. Bon voyage. Simple as that. Respect the rules. Move on. I hope that every player that watched this video, or every yugituber or YouTuber that plays card games, even Yugioh, can learn from this event of, hey, you might think it's unfair for what you got, but it's fair because you did something wrong. It's karma. And it's about also respecting things. If you try to bend the rules and break them, you will get caught and be enforced on you of any punishment that anyone can give you. So, without further ado, FARFA, stay awesome, improve yourself, get over it of your messed up emotions about this event, and be awesome, dude. That's all I had to say about this. And other players, respect the rules, and happy gaming. This is your host, TG934, signing out.